Hey guys, I'm Craig Slate.
And I'm Ed Bertaud.
And you're listening to
The Fresh CrEd.
This is it. This is going to be engaging. This young man, Mr. John Carter of Limoneira. We've got a history. We've got a history of all sorts, right? I mean, so much stuff that we've done together in the past. But God, I don't know. Yeah, but I have been super excited. For 2 years.
You're going to keep us hanging?
He's been on the list for a long time. I forgot you couldn't make Viva, so we had to have a replacement in.
Family stuff going on.
Yeah, John decided to get COVID at one time and couldn't make the trip, and it's like...
That was really a weak moment on my part.
It was. And you pulled it at the last minute. It wasn't like, So no, John, look, guys, I can't even describe, and with most of the stories we can't tell or we won't tell, and they're probably not as funny to everybody else as they would be to you and I, but we'll take a couple. But no, seriously, this guy, energy-wise, creative, one of the, realistically, just him, good human, but he's got such a good freaking spirit. You really do.
Well, thank you.
You're always positive, very creative. This is a guy that thinks out of the box a lot.
Or outside the box,
Yeah,
out of the box, he said.
If you've never been in the box, then
you can
are you actually outside of it because you don't have anything to compare it to?
But see, that's how unique you are.
That's
right?
existential.
You gotta think about that.
Yeah.
Before we get too far down memory lane,
okay.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thanks to Limoneira for believing in us, at least.
Hey, he is.
I believe it's something. I believe it's something.
He's a repeat offender with this.
He is a repeat offender.
Really like you.
Yeah.
So hats off.
First time, shame on you. Second time.
But no, really do appreciate it. Like I say, and like I said, in all sincerity, I have been looking forward to the chance to get on here and. Again, I got to tell. So John and I. Everybody saw Todd earlier, right?
Yes.
So Todd, me, and John, we were all on that same introductory trip.
We were part of that class.
Yeah, we were part of that group. First trip to Honduras. But John and I actually went to work for Chiquita close to the same time frame.
Well, okay. Within 2 weeks.
Was it only 2 weeks?
It was 2 weeks. Uh-huh. And if you want to know what 2 weeks means for the rest of your life for that 1 year, right? Like second-class citizen.
Oh my gosh.
He's there. You're 2 weeks in front of me.
He's bossing you around.
Yeah. He had the big office. He had windows. I show up, second person there on the totem pole. I get I don't know what it was. It was like
it was a desk without a leg.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a broken leg.
Desk without a leg. And so then from that point forward, you got to call on all the good accounts.
So yeah.
You got to do all the promotional stuff, right? And I was left carrying little banners and this type of thing, and then calling on customers that there's literally not a chance in the world that they were going to buy bananas from me. There's no way, right? Because we were trying to sell bananas to folks that had bananas coming up from Mexico, right? And crossing right there, and trying to sell them bananas that we had come in from a boat all the way to
Honduras,
Gulfport, right? And then convince them that it made more sense, right, to buy the lemons that came into Gulfport versus the one that came across the border, right? Yeah, that's what 2 weeks means. That's 2 weeks.
Well, it was so much more to that, right? So there was two positions that came open, right? So we were brought in to go somewhere. We moved to Houston.
Right.
We were not going to be there long. And so there's two positions, two bosses, two different personality types. But I was first man up.
Right.
And so I got to pick. One was West Coast, one was East Coast.
That's right.
One was in fact, still to this day, shout out to Mike Salaney, one of the best bosses I ever had.
Right. Absolutely.
Bledsoe was on the East Coast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Irving.
Was it Irving?
Yeah.
Mike or
Bledsoe was there, and he was going.
okay,
He was transitioning.
Okay,
out.
whatever that question was. At the time, but it was a different East Coast, a different model, mantra, that kind of
Yeah.
deal. Anyway, long and short, I picked West
Tough.
Coast. I went tough. It was a tough deal. John got shipped off to what? New York or whatever.
Right,
You
to
didn't
New
get to
Jersey,
actually
'cause
live.
the
You didn't get to
regional
actually
office-
live in New York.
Right, I
Yeah.
was over on the
Yeah.
Jersey side because the office was up in Mahwah. Yeah. So
Lots happened, but got to tell the story. Or do you want to tell the story?
Have you gotten back at him yet? Do you feel like, I mean,
I learned from the experience, right? Like open-minded, right? I gained a lot from that experience, right? It taught me to be humble.
Yeah.
Right.
John went on to do a lot better at Chiquita than
Right.
I did. He did really well.
It taught me to get
I
through
mostly made
rejection,
enemies.
right? Because every week I'd come in and I would try to sell those daggone bananas to whatever part of the customer list in terms of opportunity it was that
Craig
you
didn't
had
have
already
time for?
picked from, right? That he didn't have time for. And I heard no. I heard no every week. I bet 20 times I heard no for 30 weeks. 30 weeks.
He
And
did.
then one day, somebody bought something. And the other 30 weeks, it didn't matter anymore. So see,
But this guy,
I should be
this guy
appreciative.
can't. Yeah, but
I should be appreciative.
His
and I am.
history, but he came to this place. You know, he was a copy salesman
Yeah.
before he got to bananas, so he was hustling copiers.
Fax machines. It was right at the revolution where it turned into plain paper versus the thermal paper.
oh yeah, I love that thermal
Oh,
paper.
people ate
It
that
just
up.
went away. Like,
Yeah.
But
you
I
have
always-
something,
That was me.
this has disappeared.
But I
Thermal
always
paper.
said, you know, especially since meeting him, I was like, you know what? If I can find anybody that hustled copiers and fax machines, I'm
Yeah.
hiring that because that's tough sledding,
Yeah.
right there. Tough sledding. So the banana thing probably was actually easier than because you had to go door to door,
Right.
and nobody, you know, everybody's so you know.
Well, I think I got kicked out of every office building in Roslyn, Virginia, or Crystal City.
Yeah.
That was through there because you had a lot of government contractors. You had a lot of government contractors, and it was like secret work going on. So you'd cruise into the office and you'd start knocking on the doors, and then you start, like, it's 15-story buildings, and you start to get a spider sense that somebody's going to call security. So then you're trying to figure out how you can get through the whole building and leave your cards off before they catch you.
You start like jumping
So
floors.
before it gets a little game, right?
Well, I don't know, man. I think I still wouldn't turn my back on him if he had an ice skate in his hand. He might Tanya Harding you or something, because I would be upset with you.
But now look at John. Now he's gone all the way from the Amigo Dome.
Yes.
He's left the Amigo. So we had names. So at Chiquita, you had Chiquita Bananas, you had the Consuls, and you had the Amigos.
Amigos.
So
Guess who got to sell the Amigos?
Yeah, John was the Amigo Dome guy.
I was the Amigo guy. Yeah.
I was Consul guy, so I wasn't like first class. I was second class, but
Yeah.
it was better than Amigo class.
Yeah. Charlie was first class.
But now this guy's head of global sales
Right.
for Limoneira.
Limoneira.
He's gone to Wall Street. Been part of ringing the bell.
Really?
That was a good trip. That was
That's pretty
'cause It was
cool.
sort of the anniversary when the company went public.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
And it's interesting because the company we're celebrating coming to the end of 130 years.
Wow.
So 2010, it went public because there was a situation of number of shareholders within a company that legally you have to become public. And because of just the age of the company and the different families through the years that sort of brought things together is a high number of shareholders, technically speaking, right? So it was one of those things that you were faced based upon the laws to become publicly traded.
say that again. What's the law that
It's something if you had more than 500 shareholders, or 150, it was whatever the number was, right? That then you must file to become publicly traded.
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
And then, interesting enough, like a year or 2 years later, from what I understand, is they actually changed the rule and took it to a level of like 2,000 or 2,500, whatever the number was. And we were actually below that threshold, right? So wouldn't had to have done that a year or 2 years later, but the laws at the time made it happen. And that's how Limoneira became publicly traded.
Huh. And you guys ship, obviously, being global, head of global sales, that you ship all over the world.
Right.
You spend...
So we source and ship all over the world. So the USA fruit we'll send to, we'll actually send to Asia, big time into Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong. China depends upon what happens with the trade at the particular time from regulations and that type of thing. Down to South America, right? We've shipped at times, if the market conditions are right, actually shipped to Europe. That's few and far between for that. And then we source out of Chile and Argentina and also Mexico. And Chile is a place where we have more land holdings there relative to investment, right? All the way through. And the others, it's more of a enduring partnerships, if you will, from key suppliers that we work with relative to packaging, packing the Limoneira carton. So it's the same thing going to the customer relative to the graphics, the box, that type of thing. Whether that's here coming in the States or heading over to South Korea or Japan.
Are any of those Euro flows for juicing, or is it all fresh product for sale?
It's when we did it out of the States one time, that was for fresh product, but out of Chile, you will have some juice opportunities, right? And it's interesting, we actually, with the ebb and flow of, any market, right? You've got the juice part of that, you'll actually have, if it gets tight, right? If overall supply gets tight, then you have less juice. So we'd actually bring in lemons from Chile specifically for some juicing to make sure that the juice folks had enough to, fulfill their contracts, right? So over those years since we went public, 2010 to now, it's, you have some companies that might source out of a particular country and go to multiple markets, check. Or you may have a company that focuses on one market and then pulls in from different sourcing areas to service it. So we're multi-sourcing, multi-market, and it's more common now, the whole idea of having that year-round supply. Our focus is the year-round supply, not just for, say, the USA market, but also for Japan and South Korea, to have that continuous program regardless of the market. So that's what's sort of unique or different from us and our approach on that over the past 13 years.
Wow.
How long have you been there?
13 years.
Wow.
So I came aboard when it became publicly traded and became independent as far as a shipper goes, right? And then started up that process of going direct, right? So it was literally one of those situations where, and this is where I should be indebted to you for being, low on the totem pole there.
I hate
all
when he
those
gets
cold
credit
calls.
for anything. So
Thank you
take
very
it
much.
easy.
Thank you, John.
Don't lay it on too thick.
CrEd is, it was literally that piece that the company had, shipped to different people, so there was an awareness, so it wasn't starting from absolute zero, but it was literally starting up, right, where you had the phone, and you had the legal pad, and you had the blue book. And you had a couple pieces of paper where some people came in and picked up product directly at that point in time.
Wow.
Right prior to that. Because before that, it was more just a packing, growing and packing.
They reported SunKist before,
Correct.
right? Yeah,
Right.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. And so that's really the thing there, is because of the publicly traded nature of what was taking place, right? It's within a cooperative, it does a lot of positive things, but that's difficult then when you have those responsibilities of being publicly traded relative to being able to make those singular decisions, right? That's a natural conflict, right? And so that was part of the driver there of the
reason they had to pull out
transition,
of it. Yeah,
right?
yeah, makes sense. So now you guys do more than lemons. I mean, I realize that's your primary.
Well, I was going to ask about varieties. Is it more than one variety?
It's predominantly lemons, and we go back and forth. We'll have some of the other citrus. Most of that's now down in Chile. But we're a big avocado grower, right? So I think it goes back and forth between who's second and third. But within California, we're either the second or third largest avocado grower. And it's not something we market. That's still under the situation of we're growing it, but we don't pack it, right? We don't market it. So then on the other citrus piece, it's something we sell, but that's more of collaboration with some other suppliers for cross stock and that type of thing, of being sort of that, being able to get all the basket of goods together.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys, on the avocado side of the business, you guys only grow in California?
Yes.
So you don't have a Peruvian deal or Mexican deal?
Correct. Yeah, it's only there in California.
So, pink lemons.
Pink lemons,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, so we work with those. It's a tricky item, right? This is one of the things that you learn is when you get into the specialty items, right? Making sure you have that supply and demand right? And so that item has become more of a niche item, right? And it gets into the merchandising space and all those types of things when you get out there. And if we could all be as lucky as our Apple friends, right? Right, which, oh my gosh, look at all that real estate. Oh my goodness,
for
right?
sure,
So
for
it's a little trickier.
Yeah,
right?
no, I knew that you guys had and did some stuff with the pink lime or lemons at one point.
Yeah.
I just didn't know. Because to me, it's a great concept. I mean, color and and I think they even eat a little different, right? I mean, like a pink.
Yeah,
Well,
so it'll have
different.
a slight grapefruit taste to it, right? And so it's interesting. You look at different lemons, as we call the conventional sort of the classic lemons, right? But you can take Meyer lemons, because that's really the biggest.
My favorite lemon.
The biggest specialty item for that. The Meyer lemons, you can take that and you can put that on crab legs. Talking about eating different, right? And I swear you don't need butter. Like, it's fantastic, right?
My mouth watering.
Yeah, but if you take a conventional lemon and you start putting it on there, right? Oh my gosh, right? It doesn't taste right. Now you put that on fish, awesome, right?
So conventional lemon on fish,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so then the Meyer lemon would be okay, but not like it is on the crab legs, right? So none of that's really formal. I mean, that's a lot of personal grilling and sort of
Well, you know what
informal.
would be fun, John?
Yeah,
You should set up a tasting.
tasting.
A tasting.
Well, we do tastings, but it usually comes
Well, I'm talking about for me and Ed.
Meyer lemon, ginger, salt on watermelon. Try it.
What did you do?
Make a dressing of Meyer lemon. Actually, I put a little bit of Persian lime in there too,
Yeah.
but mostly Meyer lemon, like 3-to-1
Yeah,
ratio. Ginger grated,
okay.
and then salt, and then put the watermelon in the freezer. Let it about to freeze, and then pour that on top. It's super good.
That's fantastic. Well, I've heard
And
people,
is that a dressing?
Yeah, sure. You can call it a dressing. I mean, there's.
Go ahead.
I have to say, I've had people say they like hot Cheetos and Meyer lemon juice. Just straight up.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm not trying that one.
hot Cheetos.
No, I'm not trying. Try it.
You're more of a talkie guy.
Ooh,
You like
I
Takis?
like a Taki. You ever had Taki, John?
My daughter loves tacos.
Takis. Yeah, I used
She loves them.
We knew Takis before Takis were cool.
Yeah.
We're
Now-
joking,
okay,
of course.
now it gets confusing. Right?
What's confusing?
We're not
John?
eating Takis.
Like TikTokies, right?
TikTok Takis.
Tiki Taki.
Yeah.
Where are we going? I'm now confused.
Okay, this is it. So you were like old school Takis, right? And it was like one color bag.
I wasn't. It was my
Our kids
our
were.
kids.
Okay,
Yeah.
kids. So there was one color bag, like, hey,
Yeah.
Dad, can you pick us Takis? Now you got to ask what color bag. And if you go into, like a primo convenience store, right? Like, top shelf,
Right.
and they start laying out all the different types of Takis, it can be a little bit overwhelming.
A lot of
In
varieties
fact,
out
you
there?
could have Taki anxiety,
Well,
Hey,
right?
that could
Sort of like the-
totally. I could see
right?
him having some kind of anxiety.
I'm never good with a bunch of choices.
It's sort of like the line anxiety if you go to like a Subway or something,
Yeah.
you're trying to order, for 5 different people, and
Oh.
like there's 10 people behind you, and you step up and go, yeah, I've got
That's never
5
good.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
That anxiety is on par with trying to decide which Taki to pick up. It's close.
Anyway, continue on, sir. We're on camera here.
We haven't scored an invite from him to do a tour. Like,
Yeah, we
that's-
did.
No, not yet.
He's going to do a tasting.
Yeah,
You said that. He didn't say it.
yeah.
He gave me the nod.
Oh, okay.
Well, Ed,
Maybe
you
you're
are-
not
Ed,
invited.
You are more than welcome at any time to come by the ranch in Santa Paula, soak in the history, right? Soak in the beautiful Southern California weather, see the happiest lemons on earth. They are so happy where they are.
We're thinking about
They
taking
they
this.
can't help but to get in the box where I'm not. I'm not in there because I'm outside
He's
the
out the
box,
box.
right? Come back around on that. You know what I'm saying? You are more than welcome to come by, Ed.
Thank you very, very, very
Yeah.
much.
No, Craig,
maybe
coming
not.
back around, maybe he's gonna come back around and bite you a little bit.
I'll put him in my carry-on.
So we're thinking about doing and maybe taking this show on the road.
Oh Lord, yeah. Well, we set you up. We have we got some. There's some great locations right there. We could set you up. You could go on the road and you could invite people in and have a different location on the ranch every day of the week for 5 days. If you come in before the big show down in Anaheim coming up, we set you up in 5 different places. We set you up in the general store. We could set you up by the bocce ball courts.
Oh, nice.
Right?
So y'all play bocce ball there?
Oh, it's big time.
Yeah.
It's big time. It's like 6 professional bocce ball
I
courts.
think I need to move to Santa Paula.
Yeah. Yeah, we
What
set
else
you up
got?
in the old packing
You got
house.
an old store?
We put you in the new packing house. We could put you up on the hill, Machu Picchu, we call it,
Machu
or whatever
Picchu?
it is from
Machu
Peru.
Picchu?
Yeah, it's the Santa Paula version. Right.
The Santa Paula
So do we have
version
to
of
walk
Machu
up there?
Picchu.
Yeah.
We have to walk up there?
We-
They said that's a hike.
Yeah, it's a hike,
Yeah.
but you could do it.
You think I can make
Yeah.
that?
Ed and I, then you get started, and Ed and I could drive on up.
Oh, hell, John. So,
Look, we're going to have to
I'm
to
not
be
going to get a chance to
continued.
tell the underwear story. That
But
one, I'm
no,
going to say
well,
the underwear
that's
story for
we're
later.
going to do on all
We're
from our
going to
respective
the
from
general
our
store.
respective.
Or we're going to the Machu
Oh,
Picchu.
we could do one from there.
That's what I'm telling about. That's what.
Yeah.
That's literally what I was talking
like,
about.
we will trim the trees so you can get the view all the way to the Channel Islands.
You will trim the trees for us.
Yeah, and you'll see the ocean.
At the
Right there.
This is
record
gonna be
the
great.
podcast under.
Yeah.
He's laying it on thick.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah. I mean, and Steve Gill's not.
The
far from
lemons
us.
are happy. The avocados are happy. You guys will be
Man,
happy.
it's a whole.
We could hit Oxnard.
Yeah.
Hit John's place.
Yes.
Wow.
Road,
It's a lot.
Road,
Road trip.
road trip.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
Johnny boy, how you say?
Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank
Okay,
you
you're
for
welcome, gentlemen.
just reaffirming how I shouldn't, totally turn my back on this guy because who knows what he,
Yeah, that's good.
you know.
Just follow your gut. Follow your instinct.
Yeah.
Be all right.
No, turn it. Don't you turn that back, baby. Love you, John.
All right, brother.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And guys, unfortunately, we got to wrap it up. We've got.
You do know we could go for 3 more hours.
We could.
We
You and I
totally
could
could.
just keep going.
Yeah.
In fact, me and you probably will.
Yeah.
You could drive a car with your feet too, but I don't recommend it.